November 2023. Inside one of the most powerful technology companies on Earth. Something happened that looked impossible. The man leading the biggest artificial intelligence revolution in modern history suddenly disappeared from his own company. No warning. No scandal. No financial collapse. Just a short announcement that hit Silicon Valley like an earthquake. The CEO of OpenAI had been removed. Within minutes, investors panicked. Employees were confused. Social media exploded.
This has to be a mistake.
And one question suddenly spread everywhere.
What is going to happen to us now?
Because this wasn't just another CEO getting fired. This was the company behind ChatGPT. The company that had suddenly placed artificial intelligence into the hands of millions of ordinary people.
What's happening?
But the strange part of this story was that only a few years earlier, almost nobody outside the technology world was paying attention to OpenAI. Artificial intelligence had existed for decades. Researchers had been building it. Scientists had been discussing it. Large companies had been investing in it. But for most people, AI felt distant.
Is it serious?
Something from the future. Something that belonged in science fiction movies.
What does it mean?
Then OpenAI quietly started building something that would change that perception forever. And Silicon Valley didn't realize how quickly everything was about to change. Late 2022, OpenAI released ChatGPT. At first, it looked almost too simple. Just a text box. Ask a question. Get an answer. Nothing looked revolutionary. But then millions of people started trying it. Students, programmers, writers, teachers, business owners. And suddenly the internet exploded. People weren't simply searching anymore. They were having conversations with a machine. A machine writing code, explaining ideas, generating content, helping people work faster. Within months, ChatGPT became one of the fastest growing consumer products in history. Silicon Valley immediately understood something most people had not yet realized. This wasn't another app. This wasn't another social media platform. This could change entire industries. Search engines, education, business, software, possibly everything. And suddenly a race had begun. Because technology history had already shown something dangerous. Missing one major shift could destroy even the biggest companies. Then came November 2023. The moment that shocked the entire industry. OpenAI announced that Sam Altman was no longer CEO. The explanation was short. Too short. And that created confusion everywhere. Employees reportedly reacted with shock. The technology world started searching for answers. Then the situation became even more unbelievable. Reports emerged that large numbers of employees threatened to leave. The company suddenly looked unstable. And Silicon Valley watched in disbelief. Because this wasn't simply a company problem anymore. The company leading the AI revolution suddenly looked like it had lost control of itself. Then came another twist. Days later, Sam Altman returned. But something had changed. Silicon Valley had just seen how much influence a single AI company could have. And it raised a much larger question. What happens when technology becomes powerful enough to affect billions of people? But only a small number of people control it. Today the AI race is moving faster than ever. Companies are investing billions. governments are paying attention. And artificial intelligence keeps becoming more powerful. But maybe the real story was never about one CEO. Maybe it was never about OpenAI alone. Maybe this was the moment people realized that humanity was entering a completely new era. Because history sometimes changes quietly. Not with explosions. Not with wars. Not with giant machines. Sometimes it begins with a simple text box on a screen. And years later, people realized they were watching the beginning of something much bigger than they ever imagined.
And the company that changed the future of humanity almost overnight.